Hello, hello. Welcome back to another blurry fade mid fade tutorial. I'm here with my boy Raj. I'm just trimming the top. I think it's been about 2 months since he got a haircut. The only tip I really have for the top is to really saturate the hair with water. It's a lot easier to move the hair and cut the hair when it's wet. So don't underwater the hair, underspray the hair. Like you really want to make sure it's easy to move, easy to pick up. It also makes it easier to see where you need to cut. That's one thing I had to learn over the years of being a barber is just making sure the top is wet enough. That's kind of like common sense, but I didn't do it. Also, too, I remember I used to do the top at the end, but recently for me, I like setting the foundation of the haircut from top to bottom. So I do scissors before I do anything with the clipper. I make sure I trim the top before anything, just to lay the foundation and the groundwork for the rest of the haircut. And so that the last thing I do is to fade in the lineup. I don't really want to worry about scissors at the end. I don't care too much for scissor work. I love fading, so I do the scissors in the beginning and get it out the way to the best of my ability. This is not my expertise. My expertise is the fading. Now we're gonna do the foreguard open, not going too high. I'm pushing. See how my other hand is keeping his hair away? I want to make sure that hair is separated, and I'm only going straight up. I'm flicking out, making sure that all the long hairs are gone, but I'm not going too deep where it's too high. And I'm clipping over combing the rest of the hair that the foreguard did not get. So this is how you keep that structure and the head shape correct for the rest of the fade to come together. This is why setting the foundation of the haircut is so important, and I like to go from big to small. So big was the top of the hair with the long hair, and then a little smaller than that is the foreguard. A little smaller than that, 3 guard, 2 guard, 1 guard. I like to do my haircuts big to small. It just makes everything fall into place. It's like an upside down pyramid. So I'm doing the same thing on this side. This is where you see the fading for the most part. Same idea, foreguard and the clip over comb. The reason why I showed the other side is because I wanted to show you to separate the hair from the top and make sure that it still has a square shape. Because this side's easier because all the hairs are going in one direction, but the other side you have to comb the top towards the comb over part and then comb the part down. So now, like I said, I'm going down just level by level, doing the 3 guard open. The reason why I'm doing 3 guard instead of going straight to the 2 open is because his hair is a little thinner. So I know that if I use the 2 guard right away, it might cut too much. So I use the 3 guard to give myself more room. Guess you could say more room for error, so that I'm not cutting too much all at once. And now I'm using the thinning shears to align the 3 and the 4 with the top. Thinning shears are super clutch. I love thinning shears. Every blurry fade video you'll see, it's all about thinning shears, to be honest. The thinning shears get the job done. And it's all about just getting rid of that dark line that's at the parietal ridge, so that when you're done with the fade, like when I finish the bald fade and I do the bald part, I don't want to have to worry about the darkness. It should all be gone already. But now we're gonna do the bald guideline, and I start with the clippers. I don't do the trimmer right away. Some barbers do the trimmers. That's cool, but I used to do that as well, and I feel like it's just a lot easier when I set it with the clipper. It's easier for me to get that guideline out. And this is also the only harsh guideline I put in, and it's not harsh at all because I use the clipper. So it's very simple, very easy to take out. Now we're using the trimmer, and all this is straightforward. Just make sure it's smooth and even. Don't go too fast. Don't try to rush this part, because if you rush this part and you miss some hairs, you got to go back anyway. So really take your time with this part and cut every hair evenly and make sure all the hairs are cut. That's one thing you got to understand too. Like, there's no rush to perfection. You got to really just the best way to be faster is to do it right the first time. That's efficiency. So make sure you do everything right the first time. You won't have to go back and waste extra time the second and third time. So you want to do everything right the first time. Now we're doing the shavers. Same idea as the trimmers. I set like a little guide, like pinky length guideline under the ball guideline. And then once I clear everything down, I do the little flick to get that line of the ball line out. Same idea goes for the beard. The beard, as you can see on the screen, is kind of self-explanatory. like I said, it's like a door stopper or a ramp. Like just think of it as for the beard, it's like small, small, bigger, 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 biggest. So, and then for the fade, it's small, small. It's the same, but it's going up. The beard is going down, and then the scalp is going up. So the fade is literally the same. It's just they're two different directions. So the same principles I just did on the beard, I'm about to do on the whole head. Now we're gonna do the no guard open. Now the reason I'm doing the no guard open instead of say like a 1.5 is because his hair is thinner. It's lighter. So I want to set that guideline so I know where to stop. If I do the 1.5 and I make it too light where I need it to be dark, then I mess up the whole thing. So I do the no guard open to give myself another base as like a safety mark, so that I know where not to go too high and where to keep it low at. And now I'm doing the one guard open close. This is actually taking out most of the hair. Usually, something like this would you would need like a half guard, but this one guard is doing the tricks. Not everybody's hair is the same. Some guys one guards don't cut anything. Some guys one guards cut the whole thing. So you got to be able to scale and look at your client's hair and know what guard his hair needs, because if you do it if you go by the book and say I were to do what I normally do, the 1.5 guard, the half guard, it might end up looking like a high fade instead of a mid fade. So that's why you gotta judge by your client's hair type, and you gotta judge by how his hair is laying down, how dark is his hair. All these extra variables is how you decide what guards am I going to use for this fade. Am I even going to use guards for this fade? I've done fades where I didn't even have to use. I had to use maybe one guard because the hair was pretty light, and you flick it out and it's already faded. So certain people you don't need every step for. You don't have to be by the book every single haircut. Now I'm doing a no guard open with the detail work using my corners because I did the whole guideline in the beginning. The guideline's basically out. I'm trying to make sure to really just go over what I went through, but also just flick out in those areas. And now the middle of the no guard open and then the one guard is the half guard. So now, because like I said, I've done most of the groundwork with the down fading, I can easily just flick out any dark spot I see. And now the last line we got to worry about is the bald line. So you're going to use that no guard close, no guard halfway. And when I say halfway, I mean halfway, because the Babyliss clipper I use, there's a lever system, so you hear like a click. And it's very easy for me to decide what's halfway because it literally goes halfway. I used to use wall magic clips, and I did halfway with that too, but it was a lot harder because you got to actually like do it manually. Like with these clippers and the click mechanism, it's very simple to know what's halfway, and it's the same every time because it's a machine and it's a mechanism. So it's very easy. Now I'm doing the trimmer and the shaver, and this part really be light with this because you don't want to go too high and bring up the fade. You want to be, that's why I'm using my corners. You want to be really light with this and don't want to do too much. And now I'm just attacking all the spots I see. There's still a little line there. I'll probably hit that with the shavers. There's probably some dark spots up there. You got to really just look from left to right, from right to left, and look at the dark spots and where they're supposed to be and where they're not supposed to be. And really understand that, okay, this needs to be gone, this needs to be gone. You should know what guard is needed for each area. That's how you know you've gained some level of expertise and experience, just knowing where the guard needs to be and where the clippers need to be, where the shavers need to be, where the trimmers need to be. It just comes with time and practice. This did not take overnight. It's been about 5 years, so it takes a while. This is I'm very grateful to be where I'm at now, and I used to watch a bunch of videos like this when I first started. So if you're watching and you're a new barber, like, props to you, bro. Like, keep watching these types of videos, not just me, but anybody, and you're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna go far, bro. Like, you're gonna reap what you sow. If you keep putting in the work, being a student, keep learning, you're gonna be able to see the fruits of your labor, and one day it'll work out. I mean, if you really love doing this, keep doing it. This is what happens when you keep going. Look at the before and after. My boy was brought back to life. The Clark Kent curl in the front right there. Man, this fade looks crazy. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Send this to your barber friends, non-barber friends. I don't know. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself.